if you're going no contact with an avoidant, you're going to be in for a very long haul. And I know people look at 30 days, they look at, 90 days and all of these timelines. But if you're working with an avoidant, you better hold on to your hat because this could take a very long time, especially if you are hell bent on, I'm not going to reach out to them. They're going to have to be the ones to reach out to me. This is going to be tough. And I'm going to explain a little bit about avoidance and the no contact. My opinion is if you're going to go no contact with an avoidant, try to have a conversation first. If you really want to get back together with this person in the future, this is how you feel right now. It's important to have the communication of, if you're in contact at all, but if you are, it's important to say, look, I see where we are right now. I get this. I understand. I'm not on board with this breakup. I didn't see it going this way. I really believe that all the problems we were facing, we could work through, but I'm going to do what I need to do right now to take care of myself while you're feeling this way. And so let them know you're going to take some time. You're going to fall back. You're going to work on yourself. But then also let them know if they are ready to have a different conversation, you're open to hear what they have to say. And that's not you saying, I'm going to wait here forever until you figure this out. That's you saying, this is how I feel. If something changes, you let me know. Then I'll see where I am at that point. So I think by leaving this door a little tiny bit open, it's going to help the avoidant in their road back to you when they get to the place of, did I make a mistake? Could I have handled that differently? And now what do I do about it? And the reason I say this is because sometimes if we slam the door shut and say, that's it, like you're done, I don't want to talk to you, I'm going to live my life, like sucks to be you right now, they are going to find it harder and harder and harder to approach subjects that they're not comfortable with. And I know people are saying, well, then that's it. If they can't make this grand gesture, I don't want anything to do with them. So be it. So be it. I mean, if that's how you feel, I would never tell you how you need to run your race. I'm just trying to give the perspective of when they start getting further away in the no contact and they start to come to a place where I really feel like I want to reach out to them, I want to talk to them, I want to start conversation, they are probably going to have a really hard time coming back in there for conversation. They will try to convince themselves that, well, I blew it, now this is the way it has to be. They're healing. I don't have any right to come back there. What are they going to say? Do they hate me? How are they feeling? So they're going to play this, I don't want to say game, but they're going to be in their heads with a lot of those negative thoughts that are going to make it even harder for them to face the difficult place of reaching back out and communicating with you. But if you have said at the beginning, this is my objective, like this is what I want for us, this is what I think we could have, but I'm going to go in my own direction, you are letting them know that that was end game for you. They were. You don't have to agree with a breakup. You don't have to say, yep, you know what, you're right. Most of the times with an avoidant, most of the time you won't agree with the breakup. So you don't have to go there and say, I agree. You can go there and say, that's not how I saw this playing out. But if this is where we are, this is where we are. I'm going to go in this direction. So after some time passes and they start to sit in this space, more than likely of really feeling the absence of you, now they come upon the much more difficult place of, what do I do about it? Do I have what it takes to go back in that direction and make things happen? They don't always. So you may never hear from them again. And I mean this. And this is a terrible thing because they may be thinking about you. They may be really missing you. They may want to put it back together again. But it could be in a space of they don't think they can actually come and tell you these things. And that's why it's important if someone says, you know what, I want to know how they're feeling. I think they could be struggling with their decision. I have a funny feeling they are. There's nothing wrong with someone reaching out and just saying, hey, just wanted to say hi. That's all you need to do to get someone to open up that door and come right through it if that's how they're feeling. So I know it's so controversial. Oh, don't ever reach out to an ex if they broke up with you and all this other stuff. That's not necessarily true. When it comes to an avoidant, they are going to struggle in no contact, and the outcome may not be them getting to this place of, that's it, I'm going to move mountains for my person. I'm going to all of a sudden be someone that I am not. I'm going to go a 180 and become this different human being. That's not likely. It's more likely that they're going to get to that place and they're going to miss you and they're going to want to reach out. But doing it takes a lot for them. And I'm not saying that's right or wrong. I'm just stating facts. the way I see it. Like, I can't say it's scientific, but I talk to a lot of people, especially people in that position, and I know how they struggle with what do I do now? And I know how some people settle outside of a relationship they really want to be in because of the fact that they find it very difficult to walk that road back. So if you are going no contact with an avoidant, expect for this road to be long, and expect that if you really want to put this back on track, you may be the one who reaches out first. And if you don't want to, I respect that too. But I'm just letting you know, some people actually sit in a breakup, even if they don't want it, because they don't have the courage to come and tell you that they want to come back your way, and they miss you, and they love you, and they want to put it back together again. So no contact with an avoidant isn't necessarily going to get them to the brink of, oh, that's it, I'm ready to explode, I'm going to go in, I'm going to go for it. That's not necessarily true, even though they're at the brink. They may get to the brink, but what they do about it is anybody's guess, because there are different levels of everything. You know, we talk about avoidance as if there's just one kind. There are levels. There's a whole spectrum of people that are at different levels, have different capabilities, and we have to make space for that. You know your person probably better than anyone. I don't know if you know exactly what's going to go on in their head while you're in a breakup, but you do know a lot about your person. And so I know some people think it's ego. That's not necessarily true. I mean, there are some people that are ego, but that's a small percentage. Usually, if it's an avoidant, it's not related to ego. It's related to fear. Fear is extremely powerful. I always say more powerful than love a lot of times. So the no contact with an avoidant is going to give you a lot more trouble than you think. It's not going to be over quickly. I'm going to tell you that right now. So if you're saying in 30 days we're going to be at the finish line, you're not. I wish you were. But you get to the finish line when you need to get to that finish line. Let it play out exactly the way it's supposed to, but don't be afraid to make moves when you want to make moves. It's a process, and it takes quite a bit of time. But there's a lot of people that actually do come back together again, a lot. So we're not going to use no contact as a manipulation tactic, because if you scare somebody back, that's just going to be temporary. You really want someone to come back if that's what they want, if that's really what they want in life. So let go, let your hands off the wheel, but let them know this is what you want. You're going to give the space. You're going to focus on your life, which you are. But if they should be considering something different and want to bring conversation to you, you're open to it. You're open to it. And that's not letting them know you're going to wait forever, where people get nervous like, well, isn't that going to make them just go and do their thing forever? No, because everybody knows, even if you love and want somebody back over a period of time, if they don't start coming back around, you're going to start living a life outside of them. So you're going to naturally drift. So the person on the other side of that no contact understands that even if you love them, even if you want them back, over time, you're going to put back a life for yourself, and that may not include them. So at some point, they're gambling with time. They are, whether you think so or not. That's the way it goes. There comes a shift in that no contact at some level. So it's really important to understand that time is always on your side when you're in that no contact, as far as people do reach those places where they start to really want back what they want, and then what they do about it next is anybody's guess. But going about it in the way that you reconnect when you figured it out, I'm not saying you're going to have all the answers, but you're going to be in a space of, we know we want each other. We know we want to be in one another's lives. Those problems that didn't look fixable now look fixable. They look fixable. They seem like they are something we can actually attack and conquer. So look at it that way. Let go of the expectation. Let go of the person for the time being. I know that's so scary. That's so scary. Let them go for the time being and figure it out. Don't be afraid to have healthy communication a little further down the road. But for now, it's okay for them to know you still love them. You saw you two as a couple. Your end game is this person, but you're going to handle the no contact as it is right now. You're going to take care of you and do that. I cannot stress that enough. Take care of you, because if things don't come back around, you're going to be in a much better place to handle it. And also, I might add, even if they do come back around, if you figure yourself out and you look at that relationship and see all that you've tolerated, you may not necessarily want to get back in that relationship. You're going to be in a much stronger position to make good decisions out of logic, which is very hard to come by in a breakup. So that's no contact with an avoidant, and that's a lot of no contact with a lot of different people. So take bits and pieces of that for you and see what you're looking at.